Hello everyone! Welcome to this tutorial where we're gonna learn the first fountain with 3 poi, some more advanced weaves, as well as a turning move with 3 poi. Prerequisite for this tutorial is a 2-bit weave, a 3-bit weave and a 5-bit weave with 2 poi, as well as the grip for 2 poi one hand. Here's another short recap for the 2-bit weave in one hand. If you know it already, you can skip to the next chapter. Start doing a pendulum with the poi in front of you. The top of the hand always faces the same side, in my case towards the camera. Bring the poi over to the other side and make a pendulum on the other side. The top of the hand still faces the camera. When ready, bring the poi back to the front. Next, try to loop it and then separate the poi by giving extra spin to the thumb poi. To learn it with the pinky leading, it's the same. The top of the hand also faces the same side all the time. Bring the poi over with the pinky leading and do a pendulum on the other side. When ready, bring the poi back to the front. Try to loop it and then separate the poi by giving extra spin to the pinky poi. With 3 poi, try to bring the poi from the other hand on top of the 2 poi one hand when spinning forward. In that case, the third poi is always leading, followed by the 2 poi one hand thumb poi. To benefit from the following part of this video, you need to be able to do a 2-bit weave with 3 poi with the one hand on top, as well as on the bottom. On the bottom, the one-handed poi always follows the pinky of the 2 poi one hand. With the third poi on top, you have the option to do a 3-bit weave at the back side of your body, which will bring the poi under. This is an important step for the following part as well. Now, let's get into some more advanced weaves. Let's take only 2 poi and do a 2-bit weave forward. When the poi thumb is coming down in front of your body, you can turn an extra spin with the poi so that the pinky poi will come around your wrist. When you get the feeling, you can try to bring the thumb poi back around immediately, which results in a 4-bit weave. 2-bit weaves on each side, because the thumb is leading all the time. To practice this, try a 2-bit weave, and when the planes are good, try to bring it around once more on one side and go back to a normal 2-bit weave. Try in front as well as in the back. I accelerate the poi more than I would with a normal 2-bit, especially when they come down for the first time. If I focus on the thumb poi, the weave is staying at the same place. If I focus to give energy to the pinky poi, it leads to an isolation of the pinky poi, which gives a bit of a different look. When the poi are in front of you, you can try to change the side, while the poi are still thumb-led, which results in a 2-bit weave on the other side. Now we have the option to do a full turn and coming back to the front. Another option is to do a 4-bit weave on the non-native side, which allows you to come back to the native side without turning. Start with a 2-bit weave with the third poi under the 2 poi one hand. When you go to the non-native side, the third poi changes to the top when the poi are in front of you. You end up with a 2-bit weave on the other side with the third poi on top. At the point behind you, the third poi will go back under the 2 poi one hand and you end up the same way you started. It's a fun turn which I like to do a lot. Instead of turning, you can try to bring the poi back over your head. To practice that, start with a 2-beat weave, bring the weave higher and higher until you end up in a windmill. You can also try to enter the windmill directly. Then, the 2 poi 1 hand starts in the front and a single poi in the back. The start feels kind of the same like a Poitruvian arm. Try to bring it back to the native side when the poi are behind you and the third poi is under. If that works, you can try the full fountain. The third poi starts under, goes over in front of you, and goes back under behind your back. Instead of turning, you can add an extra spin on the non-native side, which feels to me like the 5th beat of a 5-beat weave. The third poi is starting under, goes over, under, over, and back under with a 3-beat weave. Under, over, under, over, and back under with a 3-beat weave. Staying on the native side, you can start with the third poi on top, do a 3-beat weave to bring it under. At the front, do like a 5th position beat to bring the poi back on top. Now try to combine the things of this tutorial. For example, you can do a turn followed by a fountain behind your back 2 times in a row. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.